Welcome to This Week in BYU Athletics. I'm your host, Rachel Lyman of the WCC champion women's soccer team. Let's take a look at what happened last weekend in BYU Athletics. The undefeated women's volleyball team hosted San Diego in a key WCC matchup. The Cougars had a season high of 16 blocks. McKenna Miller and Ronnie Jones-Perry led BYU with 18 kills apiece in the 4-set win. Heather Knighting added 12 block assists. The swimming and diving team traveled to Las Vegas for a duel with UNLV. The women's team defeated the Rebels 154-145. Bryn Sproul, Mariah Lindsay, and Tiare Cook finished first in several events to pace the Cougars. On the men's side, Peyton Sorensen and Levi Jensen brought in first place swims to help defeat UNLV 172-127. The women's golf team placed 6th at the Rainbow Wahine Invitational. Rose Wong shot 1 under par 71 to place 6th. The women's soccer team clinched the outright WCC championship with a 2-1 win over Loyola Marymount. In the 60th minute, Lizzie Braby sent the ball across the face of the goal, and freshman Bella Filino was open near the back post for an easy one-touch goal to tie the match at 1. 10 minutes later, Elise Flake received a cross from Michaela Coulihan for her 13th goal of the year to give us the 2-1 lead. Sabrina Davis tallied 3 saves in the win. The women's volleyball team will host their final regular season home matches this weekend. This week, we sat down with junior college transfer and senior defensive specialist, Sydnie Martindale.
I grew up in Price, Utah. My dad was the volleyball coach at College of Eastern Utah at the time. I grew up with 2 older brothers and was very much a tomboy and wanted to compete with all the boys all the time. Sports was a big part of my childhood. So in Arizona, I did long jump, triple jump, shot put, and 100 hurdles. And then when I moved to Utah, they didn't have triple jump, but they had jabs, so I swapped those.
She's such a great athlete that it translates to the volleyball court with her quickness. Things we look for in a back row player are quickness, fearlessness, and good eye work, and so she has those things, and I think playing other sports can help develop those traits. We first heard about Sid in the fall of 2016, and she was playing at Snow College.
I never, in my wildest dreams, thought BYU would even look at me.
We saw her video and liked her athleticism and liked her energy on video, so we drove out to Ephraim and got to see Sid in person and really liked, the stuff we saw on video is the same stuff we saw in person, but better. Just a good leader. She was vocal, she worked hard, and she was a good volleyball player.
They said, hey, you might have an opportunity here, and it was like, I was shell-shocked. I was like, whoa, I better slow down, think about this. I think it came down just the amazing school, the amazing opportunity academically, and the amazing team that I'd be a part of, the amazing coaches, and then, of course, I was close to my family, so it had everything that I needed.
She's just this compacted ball of muscle and energy, and so I'm not surprised that she was great in track and basketball.
It's definitely been rewarding, and coming off of losing in Sweet 16 last year, we knew that we had our eyes set on our goal, and we've just kept our eyes there and kept working, putting our head down and worked hard. So it's been rewarding, fun, and it just makes us want to keep playing and keep getting better.
The soccer team is traveling to Texas for the NCAA tournament, but we have other home events this weekend, so come out and support the Cougars. The women's volleyball team will host Santa Clara on Thursday. First serve is at 7 p.m. in the Smith Fieldhouse. The men's and women's cross-country teams will compete in the NCAA Mountain Region Championships at the East Bay Golf Course. The women's race will begin at 11 a.m. The women's basketball team will open their season at home against UC Riverside on Friday. Tip is at 5 p.m. Directly after the women's game, the men's basketball team will have their home opener against UVU. They start at 8 p.m. Both the men's and women's games will be broadcast on BYU TV. And the women's volleyball team will conclude the weekend with their final regular season home match, hosting San Francisco at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching This Week in BYU Athletics. We will be back next week with more great highlights and features. Go Cougs!